Hey everybody, this is Duane with Thor Core Fitness. Sorry I don't have a weekly update today, but as you can see, I'm here at the beautiful Grand Tetons in Wisconsin. Wyoming. I keep saying Wisconsin. Wyoming. There's no Grand Tetons in Wisconsin that I'm aware of.
Not just the Grand Tetons though, that's right. We've been on the road for a tour of the Great Mountain States. I tried to upload some updates along the way, but we ended up without reception frequently and had a busy schedule, so it just didn't work out. But we started from Phoenix and flew to Denver, Colorado, where we rented a car and drove up to beautiful Steamboat Springs, where we traded that in for a 32-foot RV.
That's an RV.
This thing was great, but man, it was a beast. My wife nicknamed it Big Bertha. Those are hard to maneuver. But from there, we quickly trekked over to Fort Collins to visit Cousin Spencer. What up, cuz? Next, it was up to Wyoming, where we found a town that takes the 4th of July very seriously in a casual way. Lander. The locals told us this was their favorite holiday, and they put on a parade and barbecue where everyone's invited. Very friendly place. We didn't stay long though, and we made our way to the most beautiful part of Wyoming, the Grand Tetons. The 4th of July was in Jackson, Teton Village to be precise. The next morning it was off to see Old Faithful in Yellowstone National Park. No one told me it was a giant fart generator. They don't tell you that in the guidebooks. Ugh. Not to mention, apparently every other RV-equipped family got the same memo, and the place was absolutely teeming with tourists. More people than a Trump rally.
Wrong.
We then barely scratched Montana before heading to Twin Falls, Idaho to visit more family. Then it was through Nevada. Yeah, not much to see in the Nevada desert. But Dayton was a nice place to camp in the RV. After that, it was off to Lake Tahoe, which was beautiful. And then finally we ended up in my old stomping ground, Sacramento, California. And after that, we took a pleasant flight home back to the Phoenix Desert. And so, here I am, back here in the Phoenix Desert, and just in time for the monsoon season, as you can see. It was quite an adventure, but the reason I'm sharing it with you is because I was able to stay on track with my fitness goals and actually lost some body fat during the whole ordeal. I'm now at 206 pounds at 13.22% body fat. Remember, I started at 220 pounds with 20.6% body fat. There were one or two places where we stayed that had an exercise facility, and I use that term very loosely. It ended up being like an old Joe Weider all-in-one cable machine and a treadmill. And the other half of the room was a library. I'm not kidding. And I had to spend half my workout actually repairing the machine because all the frayed cables were knocked off the pulleys and tangled up. I mean, the thing was a mess. It felt like at any moment it was going to snap and send me flying across the room. But hey, you know what? I still got an okay total body workout, and at least the best I could under the circumstances. But you know what really came in handy? A set of resistance bands. I just had one of the cheapest, simplest sets they sell on Amazon, but these things are compact and lightweight, easy to fit in any suitcase, and I was able to break a sweat even in the confined spaces of an RV. With just one set of cables, you can work your shoulders, back, with different rows for the middle and lower traps and lats, stiff arm pull downs for more concentrated tension on the lats, biceps, triceps, chest, upper chest / anterior delts, the front ones, various leg angles, and even cardio. There's a great squat I couldn't find a video for, so I'll show you myself. It's the overhead variety, which adds more effort to your squat while also adding an upper body element to it. Good full body exercise. Depending on where you anchor the bands, the resistance can be greater or lesser. If you're stepping on the band close to the handles, the tension will be much higher than if you have more slack on the line. Even still, the resistance is nowhere close to what I put myself through with real weights in the gym. So I relied on dynamic tension and isometrics. Dynamic tension is where you squeeze your muscles as hard as you can and slowly go through the movement. You're basically forcing the exercise to be harder than it actually is for you. Really, you're adding to the resistance with your own antagonistic muscle or opposing muscle group. For example, when you curl, you're using your bicep muscles. The antagonistic muscle group is your tricep muscles. So flexing hard as you slowly curl the resistance band is actually activating your triceps to pull against you, simulating a heavier load. Bruce Lee is a great example of a celebrity who was able to get astoundingly shredded using this technique. After the set is over, flex the muscle hard in a static, not moving, position, as if you were posing. Flex it until it almost feels like it's going to cramp. This is called isometrics, and it's another great muscle builder. So how cool is that? You're basically bringing the gym with you in your suitcase, and you won't even have to pay for being over the weight limit. For snacks, I stuck with baby carrots or celery and pistachios or something else that takes some time and effort to eat so you don't consume a bunch of calories right away. I just pop the whole pistachio in my mouth and shell it with my teeth like sunflower seeds, but I guess people don't do that? I don't know. You could also go with sunflower seeds on that note. Just be aware of all the sodium on those things if your doctor's told you to avoid too much salt. You could also go with jerky for a protein snack, but again, make sure you record those calories. They can add up fast when you're driving for hundreds of miles. Also, whenever possible, my wife and I would make our own meals like sandwiches rather than eating whatever junk food we found. So save those cheap meals for the really cool restaurants you find and don't want to pass up. Obviously, it's a little easier to prepare your own meals when you're driving around with a kitchen in the back, but with a little prep and maybe one of those cheap styrofoam ice chests, you can make out pretty well. Make an effort. Just make an effort to make better choices, and you'll be so much better off than if you threw it all to chance. So, I'm back in town for now, and I haven't forgotten about this channel. I've just been completely occupied. And in fact, next week, we will be gone again for a week to Wisconsin. Actually, Wisconsin this time, right? Yeah, okay. Not Wyoming. So I might be a little erratic still with posting stuff, but after that, everything should be back on track for the Monday videos. And the final chapter of my Fundamentals of Fitness series, Strength Training, is going to be the best one yet. I guarantee it. I've got things in there that you've never heard before, and you'll never believe how easy it is to gain muscle once you realize a few key things about how your body is programmed to do it. So thanks for hanging with me. Please subscribe to get these updates as soon as they post, and I hope your training is going well. Comment to let me know how it's going, and if there's anything you'd like to see me cover in a future video. Now, like Thor, go become worthy, but worthy of your highest potential.